Artistic inspiration can come from unexpected sources, sources that upon first glance seem to have nothing to do with artistic mediums like paintings, music, photography, pick your poison. This evening, I want to empower you to inject creativity into your own discipline in life by sharing how one such source inspired me to write a major musical work for jazz musicians. I grew up in southeastern Washington state, just south of the Hanford site. The Hanford site is one of 3 primary Manhattan Project sites built for the construction of the atomic bomb. Pictured as Hanford's B reactor, the world's first full-scale nuclear reactor. You may know that one of Hanford's 2 sister sites is just down the road from here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. It's difficult to overstate just how largely the complex legacy of the Manhattan Project looms over my hometown. The site still employs thousands in the region, and my hometown is proud of the oversized role we have played in history. Perhaps too much so. As you can see, my high school mascot was a mushroom cloud. It feels strange, to say the least, to be from a place with such a nuanced history, and I felt a strong desire to express those feelings. I have always felt that I communicate best through my guitar, which allows me to convey emotions that words fail to describe. The album that resulted from my efforts to express this part of who I am, Manhattan Project, was released in 2020. In my work, several seemingly counterintuitive concepts have helped me to maximize my potential. The first is this: creative interpretation is more important than meticulous representation. In other words, inspiration itself is not the end product, but an X on a treasure map that tells you where to start digging. One process that I learned about in my research for this project was the conversion of uranium-238 into plutonium-239, a substance that can be used to fuel atomic bombs. Uranium-238 undergoes a 4-part series of reactions to become plutonium-239, which is made of 94 protons and 145 neutrons. Instead of emulating the sound of this process, I turned its details into music and began experimenting. This resulted in 2 seed ideas. Seed idea number 1 references the 145 neutrons in plutonium-239. I took the 1st, 4th, and 5th notes of a simple musical scale and made them into a 3-note cell that sounds like this. The second seed idea was inspired by the 4 substances that B reactor creates in the process of turning uranium-238 into plutonium-239. This made me think of a simple 4-note musical idea that rises like this. I experimented with these 2 ideas until I found a way to combine them into music that I found interesting. From there, I let my own tastes guide the rest of the song. Here's the opening section of the first song from Manhattan Project. Listen for these 2 seed ideas. So, while it may seem disjunct, both of those ideas are present in that example. The first 3 notes you hear in the song are actually seed idea number 1. Seed idea number 2 is used twice in this section as the bass line. By allowing scientific information to inspire the creation of 2 musical ideas, I was able to create something wholly original and organic. The second main idea I'd like to convey is this: commitment to the core idea is essential to creating a cohesive artistic statement. When composing the rest of the album, I used my 2 seed ideas as shared DNA between all of the songs. In the song B Reactor, the trombone uses seed idea number 1 in the melody, while the bass plays seed idea number 2. So again, you heard the trombone play and the bass play. The third and final idea I'd like to share is this: minute changes to the original idea can greatly expand creative possibilities while preserving the cohesive nature of the work. In this project, I manipulated my seed ideas in subtle ways in order to access new colors while remaining connected to all of the other songs I'd already written. I created a quote-unquote mutant version of seed idea number 1 by lowering one note from the set, which completely changes its tone. This new idea retains a strong connection to the original version, but is much darker, making it suitable for heavier themes. Listen for this idea in the guitar melody of Trinity, which addresses the Trinity atomic test of July 1945. The process of creating this musical work highlights two important truths about creativity. The first is that inspiration can come from any source if we are open to receiving it. The second is that focusing on the creative process instead of the end product can give rise to fresh ideas that otherwise might not reveal themselves and result in something beautiful. In closing, I want to challenge all of you from all disciplines in attendance to consider how embracing creativity in your own work, regardless of discipline, might help you to approach problems in new ways and foster innovation. In each of our efforts to create the best world that we can, I would wager that all of us could benefit from following our intuitions and being open to inspiration of any kind at any time. Thank you.